Chandra had a question about on the second page of the assessment, what are all those models that are listed? So yeah, on number 4, we got this question about the soft drink consumption, and which I actually downloaded already. This is just a data of, well, a bunch of different variables about soft drink consumption. And so I have all these different states and consumption of soft drinks per capita. So I guess these are, I don't know if these are cans or gallons, or I have no idea. And you've got the population of the state in that 2008 and per capita income in thousands. So Alabama, their per capita income probably in 2008. Their mean temperature, percentage of adults in this population who are obese, the dentist per 1,000 people, physicians per 100,000 people, number of food service businesses, percent smokers total, and percent male, percent female smokers. So a lot of data here. And what I want you to do is to, like I say, estimate the following multiple regression models. So you've got this model A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they're all going to have consumption be the dependent variable. So this is my column B here, the consumption of soft drinks. That's my dependent variable. And I'm basically trying to figure out what sorts of variables are important in determining the amount of consumption of soft drinks. And again, in Excel, you have to make sure that all of your independent variables are right next to each other. So for this model A, I'm trying to figure out how much soft drink consumption is affected by the percentage of obese adults, number of dentists, and number of physicians. So luckily, they're all right next to each other in these columns. Consumption is going to be my dependent variable, and my independent variables will be the percentage of obese adults, number of dentists, number of physicians. So you go through and you'll run a regression on that. You'll look at the results. Let's see, what else do I say? Look at each set of results critically. Consider how you would interpret the strengths and weaknesses of each model. So you can run that regression, look at it, figure out what the results look like. Do you like them or not? And I said, don't get rid of them. Make sure you have them somewhere. Don't delete them immediately or something like that. So keep all those results around. So for model B, you've got soft drink consumption again. You'll see that I kind of grouped these together for somewhat particular reason. So A just kind of has its own set of variables by itself. B, I'm kind of always including food services, number of food services in businesses, and I'm trying to figure out what the effect smoking has, and not only the total percentage of smokers, but whether there's a difference between male smokers and female smokers. So B, C, and D kind of are somewhat similar. So for model B, I've got food services and then percent smokers. And those actually are right next to each other. So when you do, you'll have consumption as your dependent variable, and these two columns as your independent. And then when you get to model C, I've got food services and then male and female smokers. So I'll have consumption here, and then to use food services and male and female smokers as my independent variables, I'm gonna have to put them next to each other. So I could cut and paste these just so that all of my independent variables are right next to each other now, because Excel doesn't like having independent variables that are not next to each other. But then you'll have that. And then again, you just do the same thing for all of these different ones. The reason I give you so many is so you, again, try to get you to tease out any differences between these two different types of these 7 different types of models. Does one of them seem to do better than the other? Since I'm kind of grouping them this way, you could maybe look at just the subset of them and say, well, between models B, C, and D, which of those seems to be the best? Between models E, F, and G, which of those seems to be the best? Is there something, can I look at the result, and is there something that jumps out at me as being interesting or maybe confusing too? So again, you're going to be doing different regressions for each of these different models. So you're going to essentially have 7 different sets of regression results to look through when you're all done with it.